Hey Eric, how's it going? Man, this is the first time I streaming in a week. Feels weird. Oh man, I'm moving into a new place tomorrow or tonight actually. Let's see. How do I do this? Yeah, how's things been? Oh man, I feel like so out of it, man. I guess everyone is. I guess everyone. It's not just me. So, oh man, everything's so crazy, man. Let's get some music on. Come on. Oh no. On February 26th, our president said we have 15 cases and it would get close to zero. I remember that. I remember when he was all like, best economy ever. Ever. Ah. Yeah. Man. I gotta get better at that, man. I just be like, every time someone says like, this is the best ever, you know, there's a crash coming. Okay. I've been listening to these guys a lot. Oh god. Ugh. All right. I don't remember how to do this, but it's gonna be interesting times both for myself and the world and Andrew Yang and the Yang Gang and housing and who knows. The fundamentals of our whole economy is sound. Hey, they've been saying that too. I've been sitting in in some of the business meetings that that Andre sits in on, and they've been saying the same thing, man. You know, they're saying the economy is doing great. You know, even this Corona thing, they think it'll blow over. You know, and how to say, like, how do I say this? Oh man, it's been a while. I haven't had to stream in a while, so but the thing is, okay, the economy was good, you know, like, to be fair, the economy was good prior to this Corona thing, you know, but good for who, right? For who? You're saying the economy is doing great? No, they're saying that the fundamentals of the economy is still sound, you know, but it's kind of like, you know, like Yang says all the time, yeah, good for who, right? Right? Most people aren't looped into that, the goodness. So that's all that shit is gonna come by. I don't think that's gonna blow over, man. Like, honestly. Yeah, there's so much debt, and they're like, no, debt is fine. Like, really? It's kind of weird, right? They tell you like debt is okay on a national scale, but it's not okay on a personal level. You know, I don't know how you. I don't know who's... People have been saying a lot of things, man. I can't keep up. Yeah, everybody's talking out of their ass right now, you know? Like, honestly, nobody knows what's going on, man. The most honest people will say that they don't know what's going on. But... Man... Dude, it sucks, man. Like, it's just like, I can't go anywhere. You know? And I was like, yeah, I finally got a job. I want to go out and, like, talk to people now, but now I can't. So now we're playing... We're basically, we're trying to figure out how to set up our property in a way where we never have to leave ever. Man, no, I do think we'll get over the corona thing eventually, but it's like dirty, you know, airing out dirty laundry, right? It's just like, wow. Wow, I mean, all these problems that we're seeing now, they were there before, you know? Homelessness, housing, fucked up healthcare system, like, a government that does not know how to respond to to crises like this, you know? Yeah, I don't know. Some of the business people have been saying, okay, the recession will take 4 to 7 months to recover. That sounds very optimistic to me. Yeah. Yeah, being in debt is not good, man. Like, how can you think it's a good thing? I don't know. Anyway, you know, what's very frustrating is that I look at Japan, right? I look at Japan, and they're like going back to normal now, you know? They're like, okay, there's that corona thing, okay, we handle it, okay, get back to work, you know? So now they're going back, like, Japan is going back to normalcy now, you know? And then they handled it very well, you know? And here we're just getting started, you know, and most of the problems that we have here are all self-inflicted, you know. Like we have the most money in the world and we just fucking blew it, you know. It's just so Hey, the best way to handle a crisis like this... Actually, let's see, how did it... let's see. It's kind of curious. Yeah, South Korea did a good job, too. It's like the best way is just to give adequate testing, right? Yeah, same with Japan as well. It's like back to normal. You know, like the way to handle this is just like, okay, make it easy for people to test, right? And if you get identified, you know, if you get identified as you have coronavirus, then you ask them to wear masks, you know? A lot of people are using the masks incorrectly. Masks are for people who are infected, and then you make them wear masks so they don't cough all their shit all over the place, you know? It's not a defensive thing, it's a containment thing. So if you did that, you know, like if you just tested everyone and then distribute masks to the right people who are using it in a way, and use the mask in a way that, you know, using it correctly, they could have... They could have avoided all this shit. But here in LA, we have this, like, homeless people running around everywhere, screaming at everyone. And do you think they care about the coronavirus? I don't think so. Okay, the use of technology. Okay, that's great. We don't even have an office of technology. Great. See, this is like exposing all our problems. All our problems. Over here, we demonize techies because we don't like it. We're jealous of the money that they make, you know? Everything is... Oh, God. Fuck. Yeah, we're told not to wear masks. Yeah, like I said, the masks are for people who have it, and it's for workers. You know, like if you work at a restaurant, you should be wearing a mask so you don't, you know, spit the disease all over the fucking food. It's not gonna protect you. You know, you can catch the virus from like getting it on your clothes and. Okay, well. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then the fact that the government doesn't even bother trying to correct people on it, you know? Oh, yeah, man. Shit, I have to pick up bedding sheets today, but I don't know if anywhere is open. I might have to order it from my Amazon. Damn it. Okay, so... so even Abe... Yeah. It's kind of funny, right? They handle it so much better than us, but they're like, no, you could have done better, Shinzo. Yeah. Not good enough. Why did it take 2 months instead of, you know. I'm for real though, like, Japan, they just have higher standards for everything. Like, the quality of life in Japan is actually very, very high. And, they have a very educated population. So they, you know, they do things that make sense. At least relative to here. Oh, God. So, okay. Actually, where am I streaming right now? I think I better get back to the political channel. Oh, they're being praised there, huh? That's good. You don't see that too often. Okay, I'm in the politics channel. Man, so this is worth mentioning, I think. So look at Twitch, right? Twitch. So it's not just a gaming channel, or I mean, it is a gaming platform, but oh wait, I'm not logged in. Damn. There you go. So if you look at okay, now actually, yeah, huh. Not too many, man. Over the week, I saw. Yeah, they're trying to expand into other things. Okay, there's not that many now, but over this week, man, there was 100,000 people. So I gotta see. Live streaming coronavirus. I feel like the live streaming. Yeah. Live stream coronavirus. Let's see. Numbers? I feel like there was like a huge spike in people live streaming now. Oh yeah, up 66%. Is that what I said? 66%? Yeah, and real minutes. Not just views, but minutes. So, damn. So, I don't know. What does that mean for me? It's kind of a weird thing. But I'm gonna be so the guy I'm working with, Andre. Did you ever talk to Andre? So he was Yang Gang, you know. Like he was at Lauren's place once, and then I talked with him because he's a real estate developer. So that's my new job now. I'm working as a project manager with Andre now. But he wants to do stuff, man. He wants to he wants to, well, we're figuring that out right now, but he wants to basically, we're going to try to do something like a continuation of this project here. So it'll be interesting because then finally now I can work with someone who's in the business, and so we're going to try to create content that has to do with housing stuff and try to make it kind of, you know, they talk about housing in a different kind of way. I can't say too much right now because we don't know what we're doing yet. It starts tomorrow. We're gonna start talking about it tomorrow. So, but yeah, I think part of the reason why it's gotten so popular is because like I think some professional groups out there, they're like, oh crap, we can't play anywhere now. So now I think they're going on Twitch. Lo-fi and snails. It's exactly as it says. Damn, it has 184 followers. It's doing better than me. Oh, man. Okay, let me contact my brother. Oh yeah, Starbucks is closed. I'm mad. I thought, if anything, right? If anything, I thought Starbucks, I thought the big companies, right? The big companies would be still alive, you know? Nope. Hey, across Canada. What the fuck? What's going on? Seriously. Why is Corona? We are fucked. What's going on in Canada? What's going on in Canada? California is all fucked up, man. I can't even go to Starbucks. You know how bad that is. You can't go to Starbucks. I thought corporate America was the one thing I could count on. You know, during these times, no, they're like, nope, you can't get your iced tea lemonade, Ryan. Fuck you. I know, and it's the small businesses that are still open, oddly enough, right? I guess I should have seen it coming, because, like, this is a pretty nice channel, actually. It's very relaxing. See, this is what you should be doing all day. Listen to chill music and just stare at the aquarium. Because, everything else is illegal. Gov tell us to report it if we feel bad. Oh, that's so great, government. Government is so great. So great. They're doing all the right things, Keep it up. I am gonna keep it up. What do you think I'm doing it? What do you think I'm doing right now? I'm keeping it up right now. I know I took a week off, but if we die at home, no one knows. Yeah, well, don't do that. Don't die alone in your home. Just, if you're gonna die, make sure you tell the government, okay? That's all they're asking for. Don't make it hard for the government, okay? Alright, see, I've been looking up a lot about guns recently, and then, you know, since the gun shops are still open, I can still go and pick up, you know, a light machine gun if it becomes necessary. I know a pretty good spot in the new building that I'm gonna live in. You know, it's pretty good. You can get on the roof. You can see everyone coming down from the street. So, you know, like, what this channel becomes will depend on what happens, you know? So it could be, you know, it could be a housing channel and talking about housing stuff, or it could totally turn into a survivalist channel. We only have tested 200,000 people out of 1 million. That's not bad, man. Getting 20% of any population to do anything is hard. Not out of 1 million? No, 20%. That's about 20%. That's not bad. I mean, it's not good, but, you know. Entire country? Oh. How many people are there in Canada? What's their population? Oh man, I'm so behind on videos. Oh, your town. Okay. Hey, don't worry about it. In India only has 650. You see that? Let me turn this down a little. I should just go on Twitch for forgetting my music. Is this the one? Is this the one? Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is. I think you'll find this kind of amusing. So this is from The Economist, you know, so it's not just some random blog. But look, man. Am I up in the morning? Yeah, but I've been working, man. I started my new job this week, so I'm gonna move in. It's gonna be an on-site job. Yeah. So the work is work itself is fine. You know, things are going well, but fuck. You know? It's just like he's like, Ryan, Corona is fucking up everything. Oh my god. Oh my god, we have to adapt. You know, we have to adapt, Ryan. We gotta adapt to the new times. This is a new normal. So yeah, hey, look, India only has 650. Africa only has 2,800. Wow, good job, Africa. You know. But this is why you gotta be careful with numbers, man. I'm pretty sure it's low because they're not testing. You know? Oh, you gotta go? Okay. Well, I'll see you around. Yeah. I won't be streaming as much, but I'm gonna try, you know, I'll be, things are gonna change, but I'll still be here, so see you around. All right. Oh, fuck. All right, I should probably respond to those comments and such. Franny Wildflower. Who is this? I can't tell if it's a troll. Is it a troll or a new person, or is it a bot? Because there's been like a bot going around giving everyone nice comments, but sounds like a good thing. But they're actually spamming you, so you click on their link. Oh yeah, I gotta update this thumbnail. I forgot. Why does this have? That's an ad.
Chipotle's all-new Queso Blanco. For the love of queso.
Okay. I guess this will be a good one to make a video on. Okay. Who's what we? Global defense. Okay. I think I have a topic. Alright. Give me a sec. What do you think of YIMBY? Derivative, and it's kind of silly. I support public housing, by the way, but if you think that like you need market rate housing because the funds to create to create a low income and public housing comes from market rate profits, you know? The two things are not opposed. They're not mutually inclusive, you know? It's not one or the other. You need both of them. So anybody who thinks, you know, anyone who tries to pit the two things against each other doesn't know what's going on. That's the short story. Okay. I just want a picture of Tokyo mask infection, no. Face mask for codes. I don't need these traditional masks. This is not bad. I could wear this. Jesus. There's something a little bigger. Too small. Damn it. Coronavirus mask. I wonder where this one came from. I wonder if that person just took it. I guess it is technically royalty free, so it doesn't matter. I guess I just gotta use it. I'm doing the very thing I just criticized. Oh wait, I can't use it. No, it's not a real picture. I mean, I could use this one. Some are arty. I'm using. I still can't use it. No. WebP. I can't use a WebP. Still WebP. Download. Okay. Let's get it organized. Y is outlier. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, part 2. How to use a mask correctly. Elderly people. So it is before or after. Okay. Van Jones! Oh shit. I hate it when it does that. They do that on purpose. You're like, hey, I saw something cool, and then now it's gone, and you're making me scroll through it now. I know these. I know how it works. Well, this is the new reality, ain't it? Wearing a mask in VR land. Alright. Okay, let's get it's been a while, I might mess up. Hello everyone, this is Ryan from the YIMBY Arts project. It's been a while. I started my new job as a project manager with a real estate company, and that is my official title, but my job is gonna end up becoming a lot more. So I'll fill you guys in on I've been like hinting at it for the last few weeks, but I'm working with someone who I met through the Yang Gang actually, and we're going to be doing a few projects together that has to do with creativity, you know, like arts, housing, real estate, and there's all kinds of things like the guy I'm working with, his name is Andre, but for example, he wants to make a rap song about real estate, and he's working on that right now. And so we're going to be doing a few things together. I don't know a lot of the details yet, and I can't say too much, but fill you guys in when that comes on the pipe. So it should be pretty cool. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to stream as much because I have to, you know, I'm working 5 days a week now. So, but I'll keep you posted. Anyway, I'm going to talk about this in a separate video, but coronavirus. It's messing up everything, including housing. But for this video, I want to talk about Japan because I've been talking about that like in some of my videos anyway, and I'm Japanese American, so I'm somewhat familiar with the culture. I speak the language, I can read and write and such. So I thought, you know, maybe it'd be good place to maybe talk about what's going on in Japan right now, because there's a lot of I don't know. People are saying a lot, you know, obviously a lot of people are a little bit in a panic state. And so there's a lot of like misinformation floating around everywhere. And that includes how other countries are doing as well. So I would think that most people in the United States probably aren't really paying attention much to other countries, you know, aside from like just like some of the numbers that have been coming in. But what is going on in Japan? You know, there's something weird going on in Japan because Japan has a lot of, you know, I was reading through this article today, and it's kind of saying like, why is their outbreak numbers so low, even though they have like a lot of the problems that other countries have, you know, like for example, the elderly population, right? Like Italy has been hit hard, and a lot of people are saying it's because they have the oldest average age in Europe. You know, and actually Japan has a pretty high elderly population as well. That's actually been a problem because a lot of the younger people aren't having enough babies, and that's been putting like that Japan into a labor shortage. So this has been a problem that's been around for a while, but they seem to have escaped some of the more, you know, the more devastating effects like Italy. So what's going on with that? Also, Japan, if you just look at the map here, right? Map of Japan. If you look at Japan, it is one of the most densest like countries in the world, because if you look at Japan, one, it's small, it's an island, right? And on top of that, most of it is actually mountains. So, you know, the available space you have to actually build cities and such is actually very, very limited. So you would think that you know, all those people living in close proximity would be like, you know, a disaster. But actually, you know, they're not doing so bad. And at least from what I've heard, they've been on, you know, they've been getting similar warnings as here in the United States regarding like social distancing and making sure that, you know, you don't spread the disease willy-nilly. But But so far, life has been seems like it's been going back to normal. Okay, maybe this is a false sense of security because like some people here are like, you know, they're like, yeah, actually the worst is yet to come. You know, this is a, you know, but actually I think like right, so Japan has yet to reach a peak in coronavirus infections, right? But I do think that for the most part, Japan is very, very good at handling these sorts of issues because if you've been there recently, and I've been there for the last 2 years on vacation, and I have some family members there who I talk to about this stuff once in a while. But the I think the thing is like one thing to know about Japan is that it's very, very clean. You know, if you go around, there's no trash anywhere. Everybody cleans up after themselves. Japanese people are actually very, very famous for that, you know? And so, you know, if, so that's reason why I think the optimism in Japan is, you know, there's more to it than a lot of people say because they do a very good job of keeping their environment clean. Their homelessness rate is very, very, very low. You know, for example, like San Francisco right now has 80 times the homeless population per capita compared to Tokyo. You know, that's kind of crazy because Tokyo is such a like so much bigger city, but per capita they've kept it really really low compared to a lot of the populations here in the United States. So, you know, over there they clean up after themselves and everything's clean. Here you have homeless people just running around everywhere. We had a typhus outbreak in Skid Row last year. That is kind of nuts. So, you know, a lot of our domestic problems here in the United States have been compounding to the problem here in ways that I feel like are pretty obviously bad, you know? It's like, so you got to watch out when you read some of these articles because one, you have to know where they're coming from. You know, there are a lot of propaganda pieces out there, you know, trying to make other countries look bad, and we don't really know where they're coming from. You know, like some of them could be, you know, I don't know, you know, someone could be just overeager, or sometimes they are actually like funded by the government organizations. But yeah, I don't want to go into that. But okay, so what is the proper use? Okay, the other part is okay. So a lot of people, and this is kind of unfortunate because I don't see the government trying to fix this. You know, if you just look up, you know, go to like a reputable organization like the World Health Organization, right? Just look up, okay, how do you wear a mask properly, right? And so if you're healthy, you only need to wear a mask if you're hanging out with someone who is suspected of being infected. You know, the main thing about the mask is that it's there to like you can get the coronavirus through various different ways. You know, it can cut. Sure, you can get infected through your mouth and your face, but you can get infected through your clothes and everything. You know, like it travels through fluids, so that's why they tell you to keep a 6 feet distance from everyone else, right? But just protecting your face is not going to protect you from all, you know, say you get someone spill something on you and then the virus gets on you, I don't know, right? So mainly see, the thing about Japan is that they wear these masks all the time anyway. You know, it's kind of weird because I was there the last 2 years and people were wearing these masks around all the time, you know. And I'm like, oh, whoa, are you sick? You know, like, yeah, I just have a cold. You know, they wear these masks when they have a cold. And the thing is, at least when I was there, the way they taught you is that you wear these masks when you have the cold so that you don't spread it to other people. You know, this is like actually Japanese people being polite and not wanting to spread the disease. So if they go around, if they still have to go to work, they wear these masks so that they don't cough on someone, you know? It's often not really a defensive measure. I don't know. There's some debate about that here and there, but you know, it's actually more effective as keeping the disease inside rather than, you know, trying to keep it out, if that makes any sense. You know, it does a little, but I honestly feel like these masks could be better used for people who are in like work conditions, right? If you're like working in a restaurant, you should probably be wearing one of these masks, you know, as a precaution so you don't spread the disease in case you have it, right? It makes sense. But what I see here is a lot of people just hoarding masks, and you know, like, to use it effectively you have to do all these steps, you know, clean hands with alcohol, cover mouth and nose, and make sure there's no gaps between, avoid touching the mask, you know, when you're using it, replace the mask. And you know, I'm sure some people are doing it right, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people aren't following these instructions, and they're probably not even using the masks like effectively, yet they're still hoarding it. So that becomes a big problem, you know. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So there's kind of an interesting thing because it's a cultural thing when it comes down to it, you know. Here's the thing saying like Japan's population is aging, right? I said this at the beginning of the video. Interesting thing though is that a lot of people don't know this, but you know, in Japan they have, like in Asian countries in general, they have this whole thing about like respecting your elders, right? But if you look at kind of like what they actually do, right? So one of the biggest thing here is the mandatory retirement age. A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of companies in Japan have a mandatory retirement age of 65. It actually used to be 55. You know, compare that to what we're doing here is that we have people running for president who are like hitting 80, right? And so it's kind of yeah. So in Japan, they respect their elders, but they respect them in a different kind of way. You know, it's like, hey, okay, you hit 65, okay, now you can start working. Here in America, we make even old people work until the day they die, right? And so I don't know, right? That creates kind of like a weird political situation where I feel like in Japan, you know, because they have these rules in place, a lot of the leadership there tends to handle these types of problems a little bit differently. You know, like even this article says, like, you know, let's see, like the governments in Japan, for example, are a little bit more open to technology, right? Whereas here, we don't even have a office of technology. We actually closed that down a couple of decades ago, right, in the United States government. So yeah. So anyway, I thought that might be a little bit interesting. You know, like we'll see. I mean, it's hard to say what's really going on at this point, but I do think that Japan will probably weather this storm a lot better, and it kind of does show even in the economy. You know, it's like in the market. Like if you look at some of the financial markets, like Asia has been slowly kind of coming back, you know, into normalcy, and a lot of people in even in the United States are kind of looking at like Japan, South Korea, and China, even China, to see how we're going to recover here. Or here, oh man, we're kind of like airing out our dirty laundry, right? Like the homelessness problem, it makes this thing worse. People not having enough money makes this thing worse. You know, this is the whole reason why UBI would have really helped, you know, this time. But now we're trying to like pass this stimulus package in a really rushed way, and it's only a one-time thing. You know, it just feels like a panicked response, you know. That's what it is, you know. That's what we're going through right now. So anyway, let me know what you think. You know, I just thought that'd be an interesting thing to talk about. So see you in the next video, and thanks a lot for watching. Okay, take care. I mean, really, like, you gotta take care these days. All right, take care. Okay. That went on probably too long, but who cares? It's Corona time. Okay. Okay, Darren's not coming tonight. Well. I think I gotta redo that one. Fuck. Hello everyone, this is Ryan from the YIMBY Arts project. Coronavirus times, oh my god. Alright, so... if you didn't know, I'm Japanese American, I'm 4th generation, so I'm very, very Americanized, of course, but... I still do go to Japan occasionally, and I do speak and read and write, so I'm fairly fluent at it. But yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to do like a comparison between what is going on in coronavirus times in America, which is a complete mess, as you probably already know. I can't even go to Starbucks now. That is nuts. I thought, if anything, Starbucks would stay alive, but apparently not. All the small businesses are, you know. Interesting thing enough, all the corporate offices here have closed down, including the FedEx that I used to go to that is now permanently closed. I think they're looking for an excuse to close it anyway, but still, it's still a little disturbing, you know. Anyway, in Japan, though, what I hear from Japanese people is that things are going back to normal, as so to speak. You know, there's precautions, of course, but for the most part, you know, things are pretty much looking up. Okay, there are some articles out there, so just in case, I know anything you say about the coronavirus these days, you'll get some pushback on it. Whether it's positive or negative, everybody has something to say about it. So, there are a few articles out there that are saying that, oh, the worst is yet to come for Japan, but I tend to side with the folks that Japan has done a pretty good job of keeping things under control, and I want to kind of talk about why. So, first thing is that, let's see, masks. Why do Japanese people wear surgical masks? Okay, so I've gone to Japan in the last 2 years, at least once a year, and one thing you do notice is that people wear these masks all the time anyway, even before the corona thing started. This is kind of their way of being polite, and you actually wear these masks for two reasons. One is like it's pretty good at blocking allergic reactions. So like during the spring, if you're allergic to pollen, these masks actually do help people who are allergic to them. The other part is that if you yourself are sick but can't afford to stay home, or you still want to tough it out, you wear one of these masks so that you don't cough on people and give them the disease. And I see a lot of that's the way that was taught to be, when I was there. But right, this is a more of a sign of being polite. Right, Japanese people are really, really polite, so they don't want to get other people sick, so they wear a mask to contain themselves from other people. A lot of people seem to be using these masks as a defensive measure, but unless you're really, really disciplined about cleaning the mask and wearing it properly, make sure you don't touch it, it's probably not really doing much, to be honest. And these masks are often better used in the hands of professionals, especially workers, because if you're working at a restaurant, you should be wearing one of these masks. You should be wearing one of these masks anyway, so you don't spit in your food accidentally, or accidentally give someone coronavirus. But I see a lot of people hoarding these masks for themselves, not using them correctly, and it's just bad because it causes a problem, for the professionals out there. So anyway, I wish the government would be a little bit more proactive in telling people how to use these things properly, but well, you know how it is. Okay, so here's the thing. There's a big. So a lot of people are looking at. Oh, what happened? Oh, a lot of people are looking at Japan as why are they an outlier, right? If you look at Italy, right? If you look at Italy, they have been getting a pretty high they have. I think they got hit the hardest, right? Second oldest in the world. And and so a lot of people are saying, oh, that's the reason why Italy has been doing so poorly, in this age. But if you look at Japan, Japan is actually the number one oldest population, yet they have managed to keep their infection rates very, very low, Well, another one is China. Chinese people smoke a lot, But man, have you been to Japan recently? Japanese people love smoking, man. They smoke all the time and everywhere. It's kind of recently they've been creating designated smoking areas, which is kind of but that's a very, very new thing, So they are very, very lax, when it comes to smoking over there. Yet they have one of the longest living life expectancies, and the coronavirus thing has not affected them harshly. A lot of people are saying it's back to normal now. It's not quite there yet, but they haven't shut down all the businesses that they we did here, for example. So what is the difference? So again, you have to ask, why the difference? How is Japan reporting such low numbers? You know, it could be like, well, it's a conspiracy. You know, there's no way they have it figured out, or maybe they just do. You know, maybe they just do things better there. You know, all right. You got to be careful because there's a lot of when it comes to like foreign policy and stuff like foreign affairs. There's a lot of like projection, and sometimes it's propaganda floating around on the internet or wherever. You know, it's just like, you know, there's a strong, I don't know, like, you know, if you consider yourself to be like a patriot or a nationalist, there's a strong sense of like, oh man, we are number one in everything, right? Americans tend to have that kind of attitude anyway, but okay, so anyway, so there's some reasons why I do think that Japan did handle this crisis a little bit better than we did here. Is one, like, you know, this is a very Asian thing, but they do respect their elders there, right? So if you look at here, the health of the aged receives a great deal of society's attention, right? So, you know, usually dollars in law. Yeah, so there's a culturally speaking, there's a strong sense of obligation by a lot of the family members to take care of their elderly parents. You know, not to say that doesn't happen in the West, but over there, you know, it's kind of at a different level. So when someone in Japan, like an elderly person, gets sick, they're very, very likely to get the help they need. You know, they're not likely to get uh you know, like, I hate to say it, but sometimes people, you know, they die from neglect, right? Because there's no one there to take care of them, or you know, maybe they get estranged, or you know, nobody knows what's going on with them. So this is one reason, you know, and this is why, like, if someone is feel, you know, if they're getting sick, they usually get checked right away. Whereas here, you know, people have a tendency to try to tough it out, and sometimes it doesn't work out. The other interesting thing I think is this. So the leadership is different. So a lot of people don't know this, but in many companies and in Japan, there's a mandatory retirement age. You know, this is a policy. So if you're over 65, you won't be able to work anymore in a lot of places. You know, they do give you a nice retirement package, and you know, you're generally well taken care of. You know, especially regarding to health, but uh, you don't get to work anymore. You know, whereas here in the United States, we have people who are hitting, you know, late 70s, 80s, running for the president of the United States. You know, is that a good idea? Well, you know, it depends who you talk to, but you know, there's something to be said about having a leadership in place where, you know, like the coronavirus is most deadly to the elderly population, and you know, these are the sorts of people who are in power right now, and that really changes the way that I think that, you know, how you would approach these sorts of problems when you're confronted with it. So, you know, part of the reason why, for example, Japan, let's see, Japan just enough. He just did enough. You know, they like South Korea handled the problem by doing extensive, very aggressive testing. You know, Japan, they did enough. You know, they didn't go overboard, and they didn't create. You know, Shinzo Abe is getting a little bit of criticism now because a lot of people seem to think that he didn't do enough. But so far, it's been working in their favor. But the part I was looking for was technology. Yeah. So, oops. Good fortune. Okay, this is not. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut that part up. Shit, I missed it. I think it was this one. There it is. There you go. Okay, I found it. So, so yeah, both South Korea and Japan have been utilizing technology, right, in order to help solve this problem. Whereas here, we don't even have an office of technology. We shut that thing a few decades ago, a couple of decades ago. And if you worked at any government, if you ever had a job working for the government and recently, you'll notice that it's kind of like a time warp into the past. I know places that are still using like Windows XP and if you look up COBOL, look up COBOL programming. You can make six-figure salary learning how to program in a computer language invented in the 1950s. And most of that is coming from government, government contracts. So yeah, so we are in the United States. We tend to be very behind when it comes to these kinds of things, and it kind of shows here, and that kind of accelerates it even more. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to kind of point this out because the leadership and the labor um, ages, right? The age, like this is actually compounding to Japan's labor shortage right now because they are not going to budge on this policy here. What is this? In America they'd be like, well, why don't people why not just let old people work? If you have a labor shortage, just let them work more. But actually, they're actually pretty like strict about this stuff. I actually know an uncle who worked for the train, the public transit, the public trains company for a while, and then he had to retire. They didn't give him a choice, so it's kind of like they have a policy in place to pass the torch on. Yeah. So all right, so that's about it. Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of point out a few things, kind of the difference in culture and different in approaches that each country has been doing. And you're going to hear a lot of different things from different people, but I do think that Japan has weathered this crisis fairly well, and it did it in a way without having to shut down everything like we did here. It's kind of nuts. So I'm going to be talking more about housing stuff as we go forward. I'm working on a few projects with a real estate developer that I met through the Yang Gang. So it should be very interesting. But wow, it makes it really hard to do anything when you literally can't go anywhere. I can't even go to Starbucks. That's kind of nuts. So anyway, thought this might be interesting. Let me know what you think, and yeah, see you in the next video. Take care. Like seriously, like, seriously, take care. Hey. Maybe that was a little better. I gotta do some editing, but
to help you get, some equipment.
if you're over 65, you a lot of the family members to, and the corona you think. So anyway, you know, I wish like the government would be a measure. Japan. All right, so if you didn't know, I'm Japanese American. I'm fourth generation. Hello, everyone. This is Ryan from the YIMBY Arts project. Government to normal now. Maybe they just do things better there, right? All right, you got to be careful because there's a lot of if you consider yourself did here, it's kind of at a different level. So 5, you and they didn't create, Shinzo Abe is getting a little bit of criticism. Part I was looking for was in their favor, but the part I was looking for was really hard to do anything. So, oh, okay, I found it. So, talking about more, but wow, it makes it really hard to do anything when you literally can't go anywhere. I can't even go to Starbucks. That's kind of nuts. So, anyway, thought this might be interesting. Let me know what you think, and yeah, see you in the next video. Take care. Like, seriously. Like, seriously, take care. Okay.
pas peur. J'ai même pas peur. Ton sourire éclabousse ma visière et ton soleil court sous ma peau. Allez, viens qu'on se batte. On n'a pas que de la haine à revendre. Encore plus fort. Viens qu'on se batte puis qu'on se réconcilie. On n'a pas que de la haine à revendre, non. On a de l'amour aussi. J'ai même pas peur.
Trump wins due to enthusiasm. Okay, he's getting a little bit too much. I'm all about hearing the other side, but I mean, he's like, I remember him saying that the only thing that could threaten Donald Trump's re-election is if the economy starts going south, and that is exactly what is going on right now. But you know, people don't change their minds just because, you know. So whatever, I don't know. Fuck, I have no idea. See, Biden has a chance of winning now. I remember back in the day when people used to talk about the primaries. Oof, that was like February 2020. It's ancient history now. Where's my video? Where's my video? Damn it. Something without lyrics, please. Come on. You know I'm gonna just request review for everything and we can... Fuck. Finally. Ah, shit. Nope. 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 Unknown? What? What's so mysterious about what?
America, do you ever think this world is yours? Huh? And you, Russia, hey,
Okay. Aha. Shit, I forgot. Of course, but I still do go to Japan occasionally, and I do speak and read and write, so I'm fairly fluent at it. But yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to do like a comparison between what is going on in coronavirus times in America, which is a complete mess, as you probably already know. I can't even go to Starbucks now. That is nuts. I thought, if anything, Starbucks would stay alive, but apparently not. All the small businesses are, Interesting thing enough, all the corporate offices here have closed down, including the FedEx that I used to go to that is now permanently closed. I think they're looking for an excuse to close it anyway, but still, it's still a little disturbing, you know. Anyway, in Japan, though, what I hear from Japanese people is that things are going back to normal, as so to speak. You know, there's precautions, of course, but for the most part, you know, things are pretty much looking up. Okay, there are some articles out there, so you know, just in case, you know, I know anything you say about the coronavirus these days, you'll get some pushback on it. You know, whether it's positive or negative, everybody has something to say about it. So, there are a few articles out there that are saying that, oh, the worst is yet to come for Japan, but I tend to side with the folks that Japan has done a pretty good job of keeping things under control, and I want to kind of talk about why. So, first thing is that, you know, let's see, masks. Why do Japanese people wear surgical masks? Okay, so I've gone to Japan in the last 2 years, you know, at least once a year. And one thing you do notice is that people wear these masks all the time anyway, even before the corona thing started, you know? This is kind of their way of being polite, and, you know, you actually wear these masks for 2 reasons. One is like it's pretty good at blocking allergic reactions. So like during the spring, you know, if you're allergic to pollen, these masks actually do help people who are allergic to them. You know, the other part is that if you yourself are sick but can't afford to stay home, or you know, you still want to, you know, tough it out, you wear one of these masks so that you don't cough on people and give them the disease, you know? And I see a lot of, that's the way that was taught to be, you know, when I was there, but, right, you know, this is a more of a sign of being polite, right? Japanese people are really, really polite. So they don't want to get other people sick, so they wear a mask to contain themselves from other people. A lot of people seem to be using these masks as a defensive measure, but unless you're really, really disciplined about, like, you know, cleaning the mask and wearing it properly, make sure you don't touch it, it's probably not really doing much, to be honest, you know. And these masks are often better used in the hands of professionals, especially workers, because, like, you know, if you're working at a restaurant, you should be wearing one of these masks. You should be wearing one of these masks anyway, so you don't spit in your food accidentally, you know, or accidentally give someone coronavirus. But I see a lot of people hoarding these masks for themselves, like not using them correctly, and it's just bad because it causes a problem, you know, like for the professionals out there. So anyway, you know, I wish like the government would be like a little bit more proactive in like telling people how to use these things properly, but you know, well, you know how it is. Okay, so here's the thing. There's a big. So a lot of people are looking at. Oh, what happened? Oh, a lot of people are looking at Japan. And it's like, why are they an outlier, right? If we look at Italy, right? If we look at Italy, they have been getting a pretty high, like, you know, they have. I think they got hit the hardest, right? Second oldest in the world. And, you know, and so a lot of people are saying, oh, that's the reason why Italy has been doing so poorly, you know, in this age. But if you look at Japan, Japan is actually the #1 oldest population, yet they have managed to keep their infection rates very, very low, you know? Well, another one is like China. Chinese people smoke a lot, you know? But man, have you been to Japan recently? Japanese people love smoking, man. They smoke all the time and everywhere. It's kind of like recently they've been like creating designated smoking areas, which is kind of but that's a very very new thing, you know. So they are very very lax, you know, when it comes to smoking over there. Yet they have one of the longest living life expectancies, and the coronavirus thing has not affected them harshly. You know, a lot of people saying it's back to normal now. It's not quite there yet, but they haven't shut down all the businesses that they like we did here, for example. You know. So what is the difference? So again, you have to ask why the difference. How is Japan reporting such low numbers? You know, it could be like, well, it's a conspiracy. You know, there's no way they have it figured out, or maybe they just do. You know, maybe they just do things better there. You know, all right. You got to be careful because there's a lot of when it comes to like foreign policy and stuff like foreign affairs. There's a lot of like projection, and sometimes it's propaganda floating around on the internet or wherever. You know, it's just like, you know, there's a strong, I don't know, like, you know, if you consider yourself to be like a patriot or a nationalist, there's a strong sense of like, oh man, we are number one in everything, right? Americans tend to have that kind of
We're doomed.
attitude.
No, we're
Anyway,
not.
but okay, so
we're not
anyway,
doomed.
so there's some reasons why I do think that Japan did.
What's more scary, that the world is ending, or that it's going to keep on going, even though it's a fucking mess? Hmm?
very Asian thing, but they do respect their elders there, right? So if you look at here, the health of the aged receives a great deal of society's attention, right? So, you know, usually dollars in law. Yeah, so there's a culturally speaking, there's a strong sense of obligation by a
It'll
lot
be
of the family
1,000.
members to take care of their
There might
elderly
be.
parents, you know. You know, not to say that doesn't happen in the West, but over there, you know, it's kind
But
of
that
at a
doesn't mean
different
it's
level.
over.
So
It keeps on
when
going.
someone in Japan, like an elderly person, gets sick, they're very, very likely
Life keeps on going, even when people die. You know what I mean?
you know,
So
I hate to say it, but sometimes
it sucks,
people, you know, they die
but
of neglect, right? Because there's no one there to take care of them.
you have to keep on moving. You know.
Maybe they get estranged, or you know, nobody knows what's going on with them. So this is one reason, you know, and this is why, like, if someone is you know, if they're getting sick, they usually get checked right away. Whereas here, you know, people have a tendency to try to tough it out, and sometimes it doesn't work out. The other interesting thing I think is this. So the leadership is different.
Keep on dying.
So a lot of people don't know this, but in many companies and in Japan, there's.
I know. I thought you were gone.
mandatory
Okay, I'll see ya.
retirement age. You know, this is a policy. So if you're over 65, you won't be able to work anymore.
Go to
in
bed.
that place. You know,
Go to
they
bed.
do give you a nice retirement package, and you know you're generally well taken care of. You know, especially regarding to health, but you don't get to work anymore. You know. Whereas here in the United States, we have people who are hitting, you know, late 70s, 80s, running for the president of the United States. You know, is that a good idea? Well, you know, it depends who you talk to, but you know, there's something to be said about having a leadership in place where, you know, like the coronavirus is most deadly to the elderly population, and
Can't
you know,
make
these are
it
the
longer.
sorts of people who are in power right now, and that really changes the way that I think that, you know, how you would approach these sorts of problems when you're confronted with it. So, you know, part of the reason why, for example, Japan. Let's see. See, Japan just enough. He just did enough. You know, they like South Korea handled the problem by doing extensive, very aggressive testing. You know, Japan, they did enough. You know, they didn't go overboard, and they didn't create. You know, Shinzo Abe is getting a little bit of criticism now because a lot of people seem to think that he didn't do enough. But so far, it's been working in their favor. But the part I was looking for was okay. I found it. So so yeah, both South Korea and Japan have been utilizing technology, right, in order to help solve this problem. Whereas here, we don't even have an office of technology. We shut that thing a few decades ago, a couple of decades ago, and if you worked at any government, if you ever had a job working for the government and recently, you'll notice that it's kind of like a time warp into the past. I know places that are still using like Windows XP, and if you look up COBOL programming. You can make six-figure salary learning how to program in a computer language invented in the 1950s. And most of that is coming from government, government contracts. So yeah, so we are in the United States. We tend to be very behind when it comes to these kinds of things, and it kind of shows here, and that kind of accelerates it even more. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to kind of point this out because the leadership and the labor ages, right? The age, like this is actually compounding to Japan's labor shortage right now because they are not going to budge on this policy here. What is this? In America, they'd be like, well, why don't people, why not just let old people work? If you have a labor shortage, just let them work more. But actually, they're actually pretty like strict about this stuff. I actually know an uncle who worked for the public transit, the public trains company for a while, and then he had to retire. They didn't give him a choice. So it's kind of like they have a policy in place to pass the torch on. Yeah. So, all right. So that's about it. Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of point out a few things, kind of the difference in culture and different in approaches that each country has been doing. And you're going to hear a lot of different things from different people, but I do think that Japan has weathered this crisis fairly well, and they did it in a way without having to shut down everything like we did here. It's kind of nuts. So I'm going to be talking more about housing stuff as I go forward. I'm working on a few projects with a real estate developer that I met through the Yang Gang. So it should be very interesting, but wow, it makes it really hard to do anything when you literally can't go anywhere. I can't even go to Starbucks. That's kind of nuts. So anyway, thought this might be interesting. Let me know what you think, and yeah, see you in the next video. Take care. Like, seriously. Like, seriously, take care. Okay. Oh, God. Ugh. Let's see, what's going on? Twitch. Thought I was going to be doing something tonight.
I want, yeah, the spooky villagers are the really cute ones. I feel like my aesthetic is mostly pink.
Okay. Sunday, birthday. Violin improv.
First, there's got to be a new
That's not improv, what it is, but play something. Musicians round table.
I inherited that from my sister, and it barely surfs the internet. I don't think that it would do this very well. My phone is probably better technology. Thing is, I have this, but it's broken.
Are we doing
right
another
now.
shot? Is that what Tyler's hinting at?
We're just waiting for.
Oh
you
yeah,
guys.
we have a command in chat too that I've had since I started this channel. Somebody want to put an exclamation point cheers in the chat real quick?
No. Oh, I'm almost at my whiskey.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
Here's to feeling
there's a
good.
thing.
Wait, Christina, your child went to bed? Good night, Leaf. Here's to feeling good all the time.
Hey, and here's to being able to read Christina's messages in the chat.
Hey.
Hey,
Good to be here with you guys.
I can't do that.
You guys want to talk about social distancing? Christina and I haven't seen each other in like 2 weeks.
Yikes.
Have you seen anyone in 2 weeks?
No,
Well, you're safe.
maybe.
14 days, man. You're safe.
Like, do your career,
careful out
have
there.
like a nice home,
Thanks, Tyler.
have like
Appreciate you.
like
Yeah.
cool things,
He
be
laughed from
able to
bed.
go on trip, do whatever you want. Like,
I mean, I
your
went to the grocery
hobbies,
store.
right?
All right, so
you can do
Elise
that.
and Dad.
But if something
We just
happens,
discovered today
and
that when you get
need to
groceries,
stay
you're supposed to,
in
like,
one
leave
of the
them
places where
in
you
your
like
garage
have
or
just like a
outside for,
little
like, 2
spot
days
to
before
be
bringing them
safe
in.
and sleep safely
What?
and
That seems
be
excessive.
sheltered
It's
from
too
like
cold
the
here for that.
elements.
You know?
Really
You
don't.
know,
You've
and
got,
not
like,
have to like
frozen
Keep
goods
so
and,
far.
like, milk.
What about salmonella?
just have a
You've got,
place
like,
to like
milk.
stay hygienic and be
place to,
safe.
literally a place to shower, like a place to bathe.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people find themselves in this position where suddenly they find themselves evicted because the person who's on the lease or whatever, they find out they weren't paying their rent. This shit happens, man. Like, ask me about that shit. People who like you pay rent to because they are the like primary leaseholder on an apartment, and it turns out they just weren't paying their rent, and you were just paying them to fuck around for 3 months or whatever, and then suddenly you have no place to go. Maybe your friends don't have any room for you. Maybe your family doesn't. Maybe you moved to a different city. and
Maybe
you're
you
just
ran away
getting
from your
established.
family.
Yeah.
because-
Maybe, yeah.
Or your husband or
So there are varying
wife
degrees.
or
So obviously, I wouldn't be advocating for the solution of picking people up like this in a paddy wagon that have the agency, the mental faculties to like work a job and have the interest in working a job, like in locking them up forever or whatever, right? Like obviously, I'm talking about a gradient of solutions for a gradient of necessity.
yeah,
Sure.
gradient is a good word. I like that.
And real quick, I just want to make this appeal because I feel like a lot of people, it's very easy for a lot of people to feel separated from the issue of homelessness. Like we're all sitting here in front of our, fucking gaming PCs in our living rooms and cameras and lights, and we're Twitch, whatever's. But like the kind of things that can happen to you, even into your 30s. Like I had a friend growing up. He and I might have been able to have this conversation about 10 years ago, and he had a gaming PC and fucking would stream sometimes, and he had adult onset schizophrenia. And over the next couple years of his life, up until now, he just lost the ability. Like he doesn't know where he is, and nobody saw it coming. And this isn't the result of anything. This just happens to people. Brentobox, Box, you're a young man. I don't mean to put this on you, but
Don't
like
freak him out.
this is like something that can happen to people.
I know.
And suddenly, your level of entitlement to a service like this, your opinion might change. Your idea of like, you're an American citizen, like you might find yourself in a position where you're arguing against your own best interest in a system that you're paying into.
Mm-hmm.
It's a horrible thing, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody, to be clear.
Okay.
But like,
Sure.
this is a very real possibility for a lot of people, and the fact that there are people that argue against a social safety net from this kind of occurrence, and try to like throw up roadblocks and shit, and like, well, who's gonna pay for that? Well, for how long do we pay for that?
Okay.
What level of responsibility
Well,
do we expect?
okay. Well, like in Seattle, they tried to implement what was called a head tax because we're experiencing like more and more homelessness, and so the head tax was going to tax companies that had over 200 people and did like I should get the numbers correct. Someone wants to look that up, that'd be awesome. But it's like a gross amount of income, not like profit, but just gross. And it was pretty much designed to tax Amazon to pay for these things. But it was going to give multiple more millions towards like homeless services in Seattle. But the point was like everyone rallied against it because they implemented it and then they had to roll it back in like 3 weeks because everyone got real upset. It's because at no point did they really have like a solution, and everything
Wait, you're breaking up.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I could hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, it seemed like they were just trying to throw money at the homeless problem, but they didn't know what they were doing, and it was only getting worse.
Hey, QP. I started a few hours ago.
We'll just implement this tax, and any business employing over 200 people has to pay $500 per employee.
I am back. Well, sort of. Just for tonight.
How much is that for?
I was supposed to play with my brother tonight, but he dug out, so I'm just...
like a punishment on employing people. Like,
But
if you employ people in Seattle over 200, like...
I'm actually trying to listen to this, because they're talking about housing.
That's the kind of thing that everyone's like, well, hey, hold up. Like, where's the money coming from? You can't just say billionaires and Amazon. And, like, what is the solution? Where's it going?
Well,
like,
this is the thing. This is what happens when you have things tied to your employment situation. I think nothing should be tied to your employment, to your marriage status. Like, you should just be able to be considered a human person. Like, it shouldn't be your employer's responsibility to provide you with like health insurance or to solve the homeless problem. Like,
Maybe I can get into this discussion, huh? Let me... Is it Freems? Freems, right?
we just tax everything in the proportional way that we are supposed to, and not let all of these like
Where is
loopholes
Freems?
that
I'd be
have
happy
been
for how we did
inserted.
it in the 1950s. Right? Like, the framing here is what sucks. Like, these are the sort of ideological things. Like, you're talking about this as if the snapshot.
So, how you been?
No, stressed out.
Bad, I'm assuming. I don't know why I hate to ask that question. It's like, how you doing? Bad. Everything's fucked up. Everything is fucked up. Even my new job's all fucked up, man. My job, the job itself is going okay. But the work is fucked up. The work is all fucked up. It's just like, wow, we can't go anywhere. You know, and we try to get clients and stuff.
So, like, the idea that we would want to bring some of it back towards the bottom is not theft.
I guess, but in this case, Amazon's putting an effort to move out of Seattle because they're being targeted.
Wait. Okay, wait.
It makes
Double.
sense.
It's,
Well, why the fuck-
hold on.
Why the fuck would you want to stay there if people are trying to tax the shit
Can't
out
go
of
to
you?
the gym. Yeah, you can't do nothing, man. You can't, literally can't do fucking nothing.
If it's
Let me
a
try
contract,
contact this
social
guy.
contract,
Let me
your
try
access
contact and be
to
like, hey,
workforce
can I join
to
in? This is...
participate in the economy. You have a certain level of responsibility. You have to pay your taxes. It's the
Okay.
unfortunate part is that it's already
What's
gotten
today?
to such a
Everybody's cranky.
degraded
I'm feeling
point
okay.
that
Everyone
it's
else,
hard
though.
to pull it back to where it
Running
maintain a
helps.
sustainable
Yeah, no, I
balance.
understand.
So, like I said before, we're gonna have to like do more.
My approach to anxiety is just be like,
It's gonna feel like
this sucks.
drastic changes.
Then it goes
because
away
of
eventually.
How far things have gotten out of control, and like we are the way that we function. We're basically like a global people now. Like with the coronavirus, especially, like everyone is attached to each other. Like there isn't. We don't have the same kind of boundaries anymore. So
Consequentialism, right? We're bumping shoulders. We're bumping elbows.
Yeah. So it's like
every
you
action
can't.
you take has an impact on somebody else.
Yes, like you can't. I had.
Mark's showing that. Yeah, just trying to check.
Crazy
Because who
fly
knows? Who knows what? I'm
infestation,
contacting
and my
Freedoms right now.
old roommate was like, I don't feel like having them take care of my room. I'm like, not. You have to take care of the entire apartment, the entire building, or the bugs will move elsewhere. That's just how it goes. You have to, like, you know, kill them all in a video game. I'm not saying.
It's about to end.
It's okay to say you.
Oh well, what the fuck? Okay, that was funny. Okay, thank you. I'm glad I'm still got it. I haven't streamed for like a week, man.
So I had that.
It's just like I was worried. I'll be like, oh, I don't know. Yeah.
So I've been streaming consistently. I know some of you guys have been getting in there and getting subscriptions, but instead of subscribing to me, you should subscribe to Frames, okay? But don't subscribe to Frames. Subscribe to me. You guys have a good night.
Don't subscribe to him.
It's nice talking to you guys.
By the way, I put this.
I don't even care anymore, man. I got my job. Fuck everything. Fuck all. No. The show must go on.
How many for you not to do it?
The show must go on, okay? So.
Oh shit.
But seriously, Frames, thank you for setting these up, and everybody in the chat right now that doesn't have an F next to their name, you're messing up because you're enjoying this content. You're a freeloader. I should bring a.
You're trying. It's not the same. No, it's not. Even the things that nothing is same, right? Like even the things people are talking about is not the same. And it's like, one cool thing though. One cool thing is, I was showing this earlier, but one cool thing is that I don't know if that was like a one-time thing or what, but wait, where did I go? Poker, ASMR, ASMR is doing really well, but I was watching the Music and Performing Arts channel. Where did they go? Anyway, this week, oh, there it is. Yeah, it was just right there. But yeah, so there was like 120K people watching Music and Performing Arts like yesterday, I think. 120. That's nuts, man. I've never seen it that high. So that's kind of cool. Missed some YouTube drama between Tully and Matt. Who's Tully? Tully is... Okay, you know what? I don't care. I really do. I don't really give a shit. Okay. I am a professional. I am a professional job holder, so I cannot be bothered by such emotional things. Shaving with Tully, oh yeah, I remember him. Yeah. There's something a little bit... I always thought there was something a little bit off about him, to be honest. You know? Yeah, it's not like... I think he's a bad guy, but it's just... I think, yeah, you know... Oh well, who cares? Tully was defending Bernie, smearing Yang. Oh, there you go. See, yeah. You know, like even within the Yang gang, there's a few people in the Yang gang who is like, I like both Bernie and Yang, and unless you're like planning on becoming a politician, you know, like there's some people I know in LA who's trying to do a bridge between the progressives and and the Yang Gang, you know. So I'm just like, good luck with that. You know, good luck. I ain't going near that, but you know, I gotta commend them. You know, they're trying. But if there's people who sincerely believe that like Bernie and Yang do not have like these fundamental differences, you know, they're very, very different people. You know, Bernie's a socialist, Yang's a capitalist, and you know they have very, very different philosophies. And if you think you can like harbor both of them at the same time, there's I don't know, man, what goes on in your mind, man? How do you do it? You know, like it's they directly contradict each other a lot of times. So unless you're interested in, you know, playing politics, I don't know, man. Anyway, why, man? It's just like drama follows everywhere, you know? It's just like Bernie Sanders, drama, you know, and they're like, they go right together. Alright, anyway, I'm not, let's not get caught up in the rumor mill, alright? So, what's going on? What's going on in Twitch world? Hassan kind of got boring, you know. He was like entertaining to watch just because he was such a diehard Bernie bro, but now it's just like, meh. So Zach and Matt is on. They're more popular than me, of course, but
The studio.
so he's in just chatting. What do they chat about?
I'll be honest. I really just need a. If I had like $500, I'd have everything I need to make a cool studio. Because I have this extra computer down here, that gives me a lot of power in terms of capability.
Oh, Bernie selling out.
I just need like a second.
Bernie sold out a long time ago, man. What was his thing? I think I can kind of guess though. You know, he's like, I remember that video. I remember that video he made. He was just like, yeah, I'm trying to recreate it, but he's like, what the fuck, Bernie, are you doing up there calling Joe Biden your friend? Oh my god! Okay, I can't be too loud, but you know, he was like screaming it. He's screaming his head off, man. He was just like, what the fuck? So I'm guessing it's kind of like something along those lines, probably. General live stream. Shit, I gotta do my taxes. Fuck. And you know, who knows what the fuck is going on, you know, during this time. So has Twitch, man, I this is the first time I'm listening to this. It's not bad, but why is these grayed out? I guess it's like, you can't listen to this because it's against the law.
We have special guests with us. I love it. We have special guests. We have a special guest here. He is the research director of the American Economic Liberty
Okay, I'm not gonna
Project
listen
and the best-selling
to the whole thing.
author of the book Goliath.
What's
to
the
fore.
what?
So this is the exact wrong thing that we should be doing. We're actually doing, and that thing passed 96-0 in the Senate. That thing that he just described, that is a total giveaway of trillions of dollars, that is going to widen income inequality, cement it forever, total giveaway to the richest 1,000 people in the country. And that passed 96-0. He then said, I urge Congress to reconsider what it's doing. There is a simple way to provide direct assistance to the people, and we can get that done today.
Yeah, UBI.
Dr. Jill Stein retweeted that and said, so the stimulus is a massive upward wealth redistribution scam with a few half measures for people being crushed. We need a hero to hold it up and make Congress explain why they need $4.3 trillion in corporate welfare to help workers in hospitals. Will you back up your words with action? So now here's Bernie Sanders, the people for Bernie.
Hey,
tweeted out
Jojo,
Bernie
glad
on
you're
the
here.
floor. This was Bernie's. It's Sanders. Now I find that some of my. This is his quote. Now I find some of my Republican colleagues are very disinterested. They're very upset that somebody is making $10 to $12 an hour might end up with a paycheck for 4 months more than they received last week. So
and
they're
then he
tweeting
voted
out.
for it.
And then Dave Dayen, the editor of the New
And then he
American
voted for it.
Prospect,
AOC
said
voted
he
for
did
it too.
this, meaning that speech.
But what
He did this to make
I
sure
mean,
the
I know
bill passed.
what. They're all talk, man. They don't do
So the
shit.
bill was-
They don't do shit
Which
when
was
it
last
matters.
week,
You know.
Mitch McConnell cut out all of the Democrats and said, here, we need a big corporate bailout bill to address the pandemic. It was an obvious attempt
Yeah,
to
man.
loop,
Like they totally
because the stock
projecting
market
their
was
own
crashing.
flaws onto Yang. You know.
And at that moment, I wrote a piece on, I think it was on Saturday, saying this was a corporate coup because there's a whole bunch of dirty slush funds in there that we know about. The Fed is opening up its own slush funds. It's disgusting. But the point is, we knew about it last week.
Yeah,
And at
slush
that moment,
funds.
if
slushy.
you want to do
so
something about
slushy.
it, you organize.
You guys
get
know
few
what a
people
slush
together,
fund is?
You come out, you say, no, this is bad. Don't do this. And
It's
then
just
you have a separate
basically a
bargaining
bunch of
clause.
money sitting around in an
And
account.
you can threaten to take down
Yeah,
a bill,
yeah, yeah.
and the debate becomes:
It's
should we
supposed
bail
to
out
go
Wall
to
Street in
the
response to a pandemic, or should
people.
we rush immediate relief? And
You know?
obviously, what we need to do is rush immediate
Yeah,
relief.
but you need,
But
you
instead
know,
of
you
doing
need
that,
some administration
Bernie Sanders
fees, right?
and
That's
Elizabeth Warren
reasonable.
and all the other progressives and all the other populists on the right stayed quiet.
You know,
And that's because
and you don't want the
Warren is
workers
arrogant
to be distressed
and
when they're doing
foolish,
their
and
job.
Bernie
So,
is
you
a
know,
coward
you gotta
and
get them a
loser,
little bit
and
of
they won't talk to each
amenities.
other
And,
because they both have giant
Okay.
egos and they're not interested in actually wielding power. They also both want to be friends with Chuck Schumer. So they stayed quiet until, a couple of days ago. And
there
let,
it goes.
Schumer
The
and Michael Bennett
ha-
and a
the
bunch
hands
of
in
others
the air.
negotiate the bill. Now, something people don't know about Bernie Sanders is that he's lazy, and he doesn't actually deal with details. That's why when you actually
that sounds about right.
answer them. What he's really good
Lazy.
at is talking to people.
Yeah, he
about,
doesn't know
why they
Michael
don't have
Weinstein
wages,
is an
and that's
asshole.
important.
He
But
just didn't
honestly,
bother.
If it
He
wasn't a
didn't
problem in
bother.
1985, he doesn't know how to handle it. Now,
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
problems
Okay,
in
okay, okay.
1985 are much
Let's be more positive. I get it. Bernie sucks. You know? I mean, damn, man. I don't get it, man. I don't get. It's just like he's all talk. Do I see the cities burning? No. Well, he hasn't lost yet, technically, but I can't believe he hasn't dropped out yet. That's another thing, man. That's fucking... That's mean, man. That's mean. It started, before it was stubborn, but now it's kind of getting into mean territory. Because, like, dude, there are people out there who are a little bit underinformed, who don't realize that he lost, right? He's going to lose. And then him giving his supporters and taking their money while giving people false hope is kind of, I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm moving today. I'm moving tonight. Right after the stream is done, I'm gonna be moving into my new place. So, yeah, you'll see And okay, I'm glad you guys are here because like I don't know when the next time I'm gonna be able to stream. I'm still, it's gonna be complicated because I have my streaming. You'll see. No, wait. No, my room's still a mess, but you'll see stuff start to disappear over the next month or so, and I'm gonna slowly move in to my new place. If we get everything right, then I will have a dedicated place to do streaming. That would be awesome. Will we get a tour? You will get a tour. You will also get interviews with the guy, with Andre, that I'm working with. So he wants to talk about housing, man. He wants to talk about housing. And this is a real estate guy. And he's also Yang Gang. He's also... he probably wouldn't identify as a YIMBY, but he agrees with everything YIMBY stands for. So... it could be really cool, you know? So I'm definitely doing an interview with him on Tuesday, but I'm gonna be singing. I'm gonna be working with him every day. I'm living in the same building as him, you know. And he has all these crazy ideas about like I told you, right? I told you he's like making a rap song about real estate right now. He's working on it, and he ain't half-assing it either. He like really cares about real estate. Okay. So he's Yang Gang, which you mean? Yeah, exactly. That's what I love about the Yang Gang. They're just doing, even if it's all fucked up and wrong, at least you're doing something. Doing it wrong is better than not doing nothing. Because if you do things wrong, then you're like, oh, next time we can do it the right way, you know? If you do nothing, you can't do nothing ever. Yeah, that's why most people don't do anything, because they're afraid of making mistakes, but it's good. It's been a good relationship. He's like, you know, I'm in one of those situations where he's my boss, but also he's kind of my friend, you know? Phone bank for Heidi, ready for, oh my god, so many people. Okay. I have to focus on David Kim. I have to focus on David Kim. I can't do everything, man. I'm just it's gonna get burnt out. There's so many people. Ryan, does he have flow? I wonder if I can. Oh wait, let me ask him right now. Yeah, David Kim lives in my district, so I gotta. He is my dude. You know, I literally live in CA 34th. So if I don't support him, I'm a moron. You know, so he needs to win. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna ask him right now if I can play. People have been asking me they could hear one of your songs. Did you want to share? Okay, well, we'll see what he says. If not, we'll talk about it tomorrow. You'll hear it eventually. Trust me, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it. And he's gonna be like, ah. If not today, it'll be sometime. He sounds like he's got a lot of get off his chest. Wait, what? Oh yeah, they killed it, man. They all talk, man. They just talk and then they stab you in the back when you're not looking. They suck. They're so dishonest, man. I don't know, man. I mean, look, they're not trying to stab you in the back on purpose. It just turns out that way because they don't know, you know, they don't know how to stand up for what's right. So, you know, it's not on purpose. They have great intentions. It's just the outcome's all fucked up, you know? So, I'm just like sick of it, so I just like say stuff like that out loud, you know, to people's faces these days, and so that's why I can't, you know, I don't want to, so that's why I say to the people who are trying to, you know, who are trying to, what do you call, be diplomatic. I thought I was a diplomat, but yeah, you know, like David, for example, right? David, he has to be careful, right? Because we live in California, and he has to play nice with those folks, even if, you know, they can be kind of annoying. So I told him, hey, you know, I'll be the bad guy. I'll be a bad guy. You can be the reasonable one. I'll be like, hey, Bernie, AIDS Healthcare Foundation. What do you think about Bernie's ties to the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, Mr. or Mrs. Bernie bro, Bernie gal? What do you think about that? And I'll be like, what? What is that? Like, let me explain to you why he doesn't care about you and is using you for his political gain. Oh man, it's like, you know, you're like crushing someone's dream, right? And it's just kind of like a... Alright, well, Okay, what's going on in politics? Bernie's no saint, yeah. Someone told, a Bernie bro told me, Bernie's not perfect. I'm like, yeah, I know that. Oh my god, you want to talk about it? No. Oh god. It just feels so much better, man. I'm just like tired of like trying to cater to those folks. Okay. But I want to do it in a way where, you know, man, oh man, you saw that argument between Pocahontas and Mind Waves. That was brutal, man. I was just like, rah, 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 you know. You don't have to be like that. You don't have to do it like that, you know. Oh, that was cringy, man. I was just like, wow, you're so ignorant, man. No, you're so ignorant. Your name is so stupid. Blah, 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 blah. My God, Jesus, man, Jesus. Okay, this music is making me feel weird. Yeah, no, Yang is still doing the Yang. He's doing exactly like he said, you know, like actually what is he doing? Where's Andrew Yang? What has he been saying? What has been saying lately? Yeah, you know, the thing is, like, you know, people are like, $50,000, that's nowhere near enough. You know, you can't save the world with $50,000, you know, that is a certain type of person might say, but then they got nothing. Right? 50K is better than nothing. And then you have this shitty ass, you know, stimulus package that's like kind of weighted towards all the wrong things, and then you vote for it because you're too scared. You know? And then you go on the internet and telling everyone how badass you are. Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, you know, they just opt for themselves, right? They don't care. They don't care. They're just there for the feels. Oh yeah. Oh man, see, I'm getting better at it too. Let's go scroll up all the way up. I don't know. This was probably a Bernie troll or Trump. I don't know. There's a troll. Either way, but it's like, what do you think about YIMBY? What are its pros and cons compared to YIMBY? So I was really quick about this, you know. YIMBY, public housing in my backyard, and I told him he was reactionary, derivative, and kind of stupid. Because, you know, if you know how things work, you know, you need market rate housing. Because that market rate housing, you know, they get taxed, right? Like, market rate housing gets taxed, and we need those funds in order to fund public housing projects, you know, which I support, by the way. So anybody who's, like, talking about it as if it's one or the other doesn't know what they're talking about. Oh yeah, it's definitely a troll account. So I don't know what, I wonder just why do they come into my channel? You know, who is it? And why? I mean, it has to be someone with way too much time on their hands. Oh man, there's a prospective tenant who came last week, and he's actually a private investigator. He investigates. I was like, whoa, that's so cool. And he's like, I investigate insurance fraud. You know, I'm like, and he was just like, oh, so it's not as dramatic as those TV shows, but hey, man, there's a lot of fucked up things that happen in the insurance world, I bet. YIMBY didn't even catch on, you know. Oh yeah, that's true. We're all kind of, I received 100 messages today. Hooray! I didn't ask for that. Stop praising me, Restream. I hate it. Oh, yeah, we're talking about that. Was it Tully? Or is that another one? Is that another YouTuber? Yang should go to jail. Yeah. It's kind of like during times like these, right? You just find out how petty some of these people are, you know? I'm like, seriously. Seriously, there's all these problems, and that's what you focus on, huh? Ah, that's kind of funny. Not funny. That's kind of cool. The story was funny. So he's been making portraits for people. That's cool. He's definitely got a style. it's not easy to have a style, you know what I mean? Yeah, the Yang cartoonist, this is the guy, man. This is the guy that made the mini Yang. Ah, this one's good. I've been listening to this group a lot. It's very... I don't know. It's a good drive. I feel like I'm in a place where I need to just, like, do everything. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like drama. So I'm just like, whatever. Rational, national. My mom just sent me a picture of a lot of tuna fish. You know, fresh tuna. Good for... Can fishes have coronavirus? Can fishes catch corona? I'm actually gonna look it up. Catch... Are my fishes in my tanks okay? Not fish farmers. Are fish at risk from overfishing? Yes, that is. Yeah, they are. But I'm not talking about overfishing. Oh yeah, I saw that. I actually reposted that. He's doing a contest. I'm like, Okay. It is a mystery. No one knows. I'm pretty sure because nobody... Yeah, this is what happens when you stay home all day and don't do nothing. You think about weird ideas. Can my pet fish catch coronavirus? That's what I want to know. Who has the answer? It kind of depends. Like we might actually participate in that contest. You know, but it depends on what the criteria is, you know. So, we'll see. We'll see. He hasn't announced it yet. Name the city I was born in Thailand. Bangkok. Why would you even say that? Okay. Hey son, you took my Oreo. Oreos are interchangeable. Are they? Just like people? Humanity first. Okay, what is this?
So, I'm going to be doing the Kobe push-up challenge, and this is for you, Pam, and Heidi.
People are like Oreos. You know? They're interchangeable, and they have a creamy filling sometimes. There he is, just doing push-ups. Alright. Good. That's our man.
And the all-time greats. Stay healthy out there, everyone. So...
Hey! This is true, man. Art and entrepreneurship I feel like are one and the same. You know? John Delaney. I'm glad you guys are here. It makes it more fun. Let's see. What has John Mulaney been doing? Okay, he agrees with Trump. Oh no! You're going to hell. I don't think so.
Well, I seen on Fox News all these governors want to shut the churches down because of this canola virus, and it's pissing me off.
Canola.
You can't tell by my words and actions, but I'm a Christian. There are 3 things you don't go messing around with. The 3 G's. God, guns, and country. They don't care about you. If they did, what on flat earth is safer than a church? If you don't believe me, go ask the Catholics and the Southern Baptists. They don't care about you. What's dangerous about dipping your hand in some holy water that 1,000 other people have touched? You wanted me to wash my hands? Well, there you go. What's dangerous about being close to somebody holding
This has
hands
got to be
during
a
pandemic?
parody, right?
What's dangerous about handing out bread and wine to 1,000 people? In my church, they got wine. We call it blood. Other churches, they got grape juice. They call that blood light.
Yeah, it's got to be a satire.
But I digest. I say, good, get sick. It's God's will be done. God is in control. You take all the precautions you want, but God is in control. I could take my diabetes medication, but God is in control.
God is in control.
I could take an Uber on the way home after drinking all night, but Jesus takes the wheel. And sure, the pastor doesn't have to ask for donations, but I think in this instance, God helps those who help themselves, because the church is going to get their money one way or another. A church is the original GoFundMe. They're going to call, text, email, start an
the original GoFundMe.
account. They don't give a damn. They're getting their money.
They don't give a
And sure,
damn.
God is everywhere, but the best signal's in the church, right behind the collection plate. It may take you a while to get to heaven, but you give them some money. That's like a fast pass. So, governors, you try to keep me from going to church on Sunday. You just try. I'll still be anybody. There's nobody that's gonna stop me from going to church unless it's me and my hangover. Now get off my property. God damn.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good, I gotta say. Yeah, he is a comedian. Yeah, okay, good for him. Watch this one, okay. Good. I don't have to think anymore. I just do whatever chat tells me. Good. I'm tired of thinking, okay?
Somebody in another component in Brampton has what
Yeah, in Hutt, Ontario.
no offense.
Jesus Christ, man! Look, you're gonna have to like drink that.
Thank you, sorry, thank you. Fuck off, wait.
Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Yeah. See, you want to talk about what's wrong with this, right? The thing is, this is the problem when people want their convenience, right? People are not willing to give up their convenience from going through a fucking drive-through. But it's like, they're still scared, but they're not scared enough to like actually, you know, oh, maybe instead of going to a drive-through, maybe I should just make my own coffee, right? Like, so, right? So that's what happens. It's fine to make fun of him. Yeah. It's like, oh, but he's just being careful. I'm like, no, he's being a moron, yeah. So, definitely not the smartest. person. And what's he doing outside anyway, right? Like, why did he leave his house? Oh no, I've been seeing that. I've been seeing that. I mean, you can probably see it right now. He's like, I'm listening to the new Donald Glover album in the background, and it's excellent. You know what would be excellent? If you endorsed Bernie. There's gotta be one. There's gotta be at least one. You should listen to Bernie. Maybe this is not a good one. But I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how these algorithms work anymore, you know? It's like, it's too hard to keep track. Please stop ignoring the allegation. Okay, there it is. There it is. It kind of went off to a little tangent, but... It's like, dude, like... Come on, like... Come on, it's like... Hey... Look... Why can't Andrew Yang just say, I think Donald Glover's new album is cool? Why do you gotta ruin everything, you know? I know, but it is the internet, you know.
A flower shop is really catering to the times.
It's just like a dozen roses, except that he has toilet paper. I mean, we made toilet paper look pretty, I guess, if you can consider that.
This unique
Yeah, it's like
arrangement is
putting
the work of
gold,
David
you know?
and
It's like
Bart
gold.
Faulkner at Blossom Events and Florist in Truman, Arkansas. They've decided to have a little fun with the odd news of a rumored toilet paper shortage from the coronavirus outbreak.
I know, it's so valuable.
They didn't think customers would take them seriously when they posted their creation on social media.
It was just for giggles, you know, to bring some smiles to our community.
But now we're billionaires.
One guy sent it to his wife at her work, and you know, we've got one mother sending it to her daughter for
All right,
a little
Bart.
St. Patrick's Day gift.
Good job,
The joke
Bart.
turned out to be a smart business strategy. In an industry dependent on weddings, it's turned into a way to make some extra money. The business expects to lose considerable income from couples who have had to delay their plans.
It is going to affect our business. I mean, you know, one way or another. So we're just trying to, right now, do like everybody, make the best of it.
Bart is the man. Yeah. Okay, hold on. We should talk about that, actually. Entrepreneurship. You know, even in your line of work, right? Sucks for QOP, because I think you had a lot of your internships and stuff be delayed, you know, because of this stupid thing. And then... You know, not that the virus is stupid. You know, the health thing is stupid. The way we handle it is stupid. So, but you know, like there are some things, there's some good that can come out of this, right? But we should talk about that a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let me get. I gotta need. Man, I just ate, but. Hungry again. Let's cross this one. No. Mind you tomorrow. We are, right? It's like Mad Max, but real. Mad Max was a documentary from the future. I'm waiting any day now, because I live in LA. Any day there's gonna be some dude who recreate the scene from Mad Max. You know the guy playing the guitar. Remember that? Did you see that movie? I'm eating this jelly thing. Like jelly. I probably should have gotten the spoon. My mom asked me